Hey everyone, this is a quick video on how I sharpen my knives, specifically beveled edge knives. So I find that I enjoy a weightier blade personally for my reed making. You know, a lot of people like double hollow ground knives, and that's fine. I just prefer beveled, and I think beveled knives are actually a bit easier to sharpen. But just want to run you through how I do that process real quick. And now everyone does it a bit differently, and pretty much everyone can get the same result of a sharp knife. I just think it's important that whatever kind of method you use, you're consistent with. Otherwise, you know, the metal might, not work properly and stuff, and you might have to get it reground, or you might just ruin the knife entirely, which is a possibility. But as you can see here, I have a bunch of different stones, and I don't really use a lot of these anymore, but it's nice to know that there is a variety. So this is a pretty rough diamond stone from Smith's that I acquired years and years ago. I don't really use that anymore. And this is a pretty good stone. It's a Japanese water stone. You can get a pretty smooth edge on your knife. Problem is it needs to be submerged in water for at least 20 minutes, and it makes a giant mess, so I don't really use that one anymore either. But the two stones I primarily use are an Easy Lap diamond stone. I believe it's a 600 grit, and I like this one because it's pretty portable. But what I primarily use now is a Sharpen 2000 grit ceramic stone. I really enjoy ceramic stones now because you can get a really good edge on a knife, and it lasts a good long time. And this one is a 2000 grit. I think a lot of people prefer to go up to 5000, which is fine. Again, I kind of prefer 2000, though I might experiment with higher grits eventually. But yeah, so this is the equipment I use, but it's a good idea to have a steel rod. This one I bought from Midwest Musical Imports, and that ons the edge you have. It doesn't actually remove metal like a stone does, but it kind of evens out the burr once you have one. Or I also have this pretty cheap smooth steel rod I bought from a machine shop website. But yeah, let's go over how I sharpen a knife real quick. So in this case, ceramic stone likes to have a bit of water on it. And I start by putting the flat edge of the knife on here. So let's see if I can get you a nice little angle of what my beveled knife actually looks like. You can see it has an angle here, it has a flat side here. And it's a right-handed knife, so you'll be scraping in this direction. So first of all, I put this flat edge on the stone, and I just do a couple passes. And that's all there is to it. Now, if you remember, you have that angled edge right here, and I just put that edge flush with the stone. And I just do a couple passes that way, and I'm moving the sharp edge of the knife away from me. I know there are some people that will press down when they do this, and then they kind of lighten up and move backwards like that. Again, that's fine. Whatever works for you. Oops, stone doesn't want to stay put. And all this black stuff that's appearing on the stone here, that's bits of metal from the knife, so I know the stone is doing its work. Okay, so I only need a couple passes here. And I've got a pretty good edge, and I check the knife with, the fingernail test, and if I can put it on there, and if I don't apply any pressure and the knife doesn't move, well, there's a little dead spot there, then I know that the knife is pretty sharp. One or two more passes, we'll get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So now I've wiped off all that water and excess metal, and now all I gotta do is just one or two passes on the awning steel rod there, and I've got a really sharp edge on my knife. So this one's good to go. And pretty much before I start every blank, I sharpen my knife, because it's one of those ingredients for a really good reed or reed making sessions to have a sharp knife. Put some more water on here. Now this knife is a little unique. This one's from Genday. I can link it in the description. And it's also a beveled edge knife, but if you can get it to focus, I don't think it wants to. Here we go. It's not quite flat like my other knife is. It has various angles to it. It's still a beveled edge knife, but it's a little more curved. Yeah, there you go. So I need to be a little more careful with this one, but I do the same procedure. A couple passes on the flat side, just straight down like that. And now instead of just doing that first flat side, because the actual edge won't actually get hit, I have to angle it upwards a little bit. And then just do a couple passes. And if you sharpen your knives regularly like I do, you don't need to do this too much. Just like that, a few passes. It only takes, a couple minutes. But if you have like an older knife that hasn't been sharpened in a while, I'm calling you out, bassoon players, this might take some more time. And you got to be more patient. And you would probably start with, a lower grit stone, something like this or this. This is a good starting stone moving into this. This is 600 going up to 2000. Then I'm just awning the blade a little bit at the same angle you use when you sharpen it on the stone. Here's another good test too. If it grabs your skin pretty well like that, you're in good shape. So yeah, now I have two pretty sharp reed knives and they're ready to go. But yeah, quick video, just wanted to show you how I sharpen my knives. And again, there are a bunch of different motions. Some people do the circular thing, and that's pretty helpful with double hollow ground knives, or they do the nickel here, dime here thing for the various angles you would use on a double hollow ground knife. Again, everyone does it a little bit differently here and there, but as long as you're consistent and you get your sharp edge, that's what's important. So yeah, that's it for now, and see you in the next video. Thanks.